No sign of the children, though, Franz.
Georg, those mountains, they're magnificent.
They're not ordinary mountains. They're friendly. You see that green stretch of woods over there? When the wind moves through it, it's like a restless sea.
And that sweet little village.
That's not a village. That's a town.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt its feelings.
It's fun being with you. You're quite an experience for me.
You're quite an experience for me. Somewhere I knew there's a fascinating man. Occasionally I catch a glimpse of him, and when I do, he's exciting.
Exciting? I've never been called exciting before.
I'm beginning to understand you better, now that I see you here. You know, you're a bit like those mountains. Except that you keep moving. How can you stand to be away from it as long as you are?
Maybe I've been searching for a reason to come back here to stay.
Georg, I like it here very much.
Well, Max can't still be on the telephone. I know he's busy trying to find singers for the cultural festival, but... You like it here?
Oh, we'd have to spend some time in Vienna. I have Heinrich's estate to look after.
I thought that was a corporation now.
It is, and I'm the president.
You, president of a corporation.
After all, I managed Heinrich's affairs for years before he died.
I can't see you sitting behind a desk.
Oh, yes. I wear a suit and smoke a big cigar.
Sir? Herr Detfire would like his coffee. While he's telephoning, just finished.
I'm sorry I took so long.
Any luck, Max?
How would you like this for the Culture Festival? The greatest choral group in all Austria, the best mixed quartet in all Europe, and the finest soprano in the world.
Max, that's something I'd love to hear.
So would I. All I got up to now was a basso. It wasn't even profundo.
You always come up with a good festival concert.
And why? Because my motto is never start out looking for those you wind up finding. That's why I've been telephoning Paris, Rome, Stockholm, London.
On Georg's telephone.
Of course. How else could I afford it? Why else would I be out here?
I thought it was because you liked me.
Of course I like you. You're rich. You live like a king. You have an excellent wine cellar.
Max.
I like rich people. I like the way they live. I like the way I live when I'm with them. Speaking as a government official, Georg, are there any churches around here?
We have an abbey. Nürnberg Abbey.
Do they have a choir?
A beautiful one.
Good. In the next few days, I'll have to visit these towns, listen to Sigaboons, quartets, etc.
But you'll be here for meals, though, won't you?
Of course. It was in a town just about this size, Watzmann, where I discovered the St. Ignatius Boys Choir. Became very famous, won the festival in 1930, toured all over the world.
Oh, yes. Whatever happened to them?
By the time their voices changed, they were rich enough to live in America. Say, who lives in that dilapidated castle down there? Uncle Stiltskin?
Baron Elberfeld, the oldest family in the valley.
I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet all of your friends here. Georg, why don't you throw a dinner for me while I'm here? Nothing much, just something lavish.
I wouldn't know whom to invite. These days it's hard to tell who's a friend and who's an enemy.
This isn't a good time to make enemies. Let's make some friends.
I can't understand what's happened to the children.
You aren't worried about them, are you?
They should have been here to welcome you.
Well, it couldn't have been an intentional slight because they haven't met me yet.
Forgive me. I'll try to find them.
Elsa, have you made up Georg's mind yet? Is he going to marry you?
Oh, yes, though he hasn't admitted it yet. There seems to be something in his way.
You mean you don't know what it is?
No.
Well, it's quite simple, really.
What?
It's money.
Money?
Yes, he's rich, and you're rich. All the famous love affairs, the lovers have to struggle. Garrett runs away upstairs, the lovers star and snuggle. Their famous for misfortune, which they seem to have no fear of. The lovers who are very rich and very seldom hear of.
There's Not a sign of them anywhere.
No little shack do you share with me. We do not flee from a mortgagee. Nary a care in the world have we.
How can love survive?
You're fond of bonds and you own a lot. I have a plane and a diesel yacht.
Plenty of nothing you haven't got. How can love survive?
No rides for us on the top of a bus in the face of the freezing freezing.
You reach your goals in your comfy overalls or in one of your best